passion ray went through my brain. Today I feel like I got to go. When time has come, it's the everlasting song about the only thing to know. Everybody's singing love, sweet love, but you, my friend, see nothing but the truth. Everybody's singing love, sweet love, but you, my friend, see nothing but the truth.
Hello and welcome everyone to episode 24. This episode is a particular episode, very exciting. Our first guest of the year. Correct me if I pronounce your name correctly. Is it Érick Allan? Or in fact, is Allan your middle name?
Yeah, it's my middle name. My name is Érick Galembeck. Maybe Florian can speak my name correctly because it's a German name. So
really,
yeah.
Érick or Galembeck?
Galembeck, but I don't know how to pronounce it.
You don't know how to pronounce
Érick Galembeck. No, but yeah.
Oh, in German, in Portuguese it's Galembeck, but I don't know if there's a different pronunciation, like Florian Vierke. I don't know.
No, Vierke.
Brilliant.
Almost.
Good stuff. Well, welcome, Érick.
Already loved this episode.
Welcome, Érick. So, yeah, just to give everyone a bit of lowdown on the episode. So, what we're looking at is a bit of the Brazilian landscape in terms of ISPs and tools and other challenges, perhaps, and also good practices versus growth hacking. So, that's quite a new, interesting topic, one that I'm not completely aware of. So, yeah, I think that's the gist of it. If we're all agreed.
Yes. So, just to introduce Érick a bit. So, I know Érick. Since I don't know how long do we know each other? Few weeks, months?
Month, I think. I guess.
Why do we know each other? I can't remember. I think you answered on a blog post on LinkedIn that I wrote. Is that possible? And then we had a discussion sometimes.
Yeah, I'm start to reading some stuff on the internet about deliverability, and I found you, and then I connected with you to talk more about those topics that in Brazil we are a little poor of it.
Absolutely, and we saw you posted on in November, wasn't it, last year, on inboxplacement.com.
Yeah,
very good article there. So that's.
Should I talk about it?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, please kick it off. Yeah, let's go for it like that.
Okay.
And by the way, so hang on, just give us a little bit of background. So where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Brazil, São Paulo, and I'm working as deliverability analyst since 5 years ago. Before I worked as analyst, a developer. And now I'm working in Brazil, in charge of the entire area in Brazil.
Massive.
Learning a lot of things and trying to keep our deliverability safe.
Absolutely.
In this crazy market.
It's always a big challenge. Nice T-shirt, by the way. I see. Is it like a thunderbolt?
It's from
lightning bolt, even.
Yeah, it's from how's it called? Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory. There we go.
Big Bang Theory? Oh.
You don't know that?
Is it actually?
Yeah, I know Big Bang Theory.
Cool, good stuff. So
actually, you know deliverability. That's most important. That's
good. Yeah. I'm trying to learn more.
It's a common job in Brazil. So is there a community around it?
Not so good. Usually, people who work as deliverability analysts, they are more from strategic side than technical side. But it's not a very, I have to say, good community and live community. We have some groups on WhatsApp and Facebook, but it's not specifically about deliverability. It's more about email marketing. So inside this group, we have some deliverability analysis.
So the community is you have a community on WhatsApp or
Yeah.
email. Okay. And who's part of that group? Is it more senders, or is it also ISPs, postmasters, blacklists, community, whoever? So who's part of that group?
We don't have any ISPs. It's more senders and ESPs, but ISPs we don't have because especially the local ones, we can't talk with them. It's totally hard to get some contact there.
There's no postmasters by default, or how do you? So, which ISPs, by the way? Let's take a step back. So, what ISPs are we talking of? Are we speaking of?
The local ones?
Yeah, local ones.
Okay.
For those that don't know.
WoW, Terra. This is the local one. Global, IG, it's IG. So this are the local ones, but it's not the. If you talk about the market, most Brazilians use Hotmail and Gmail. So
right, I'm with you. That makes it. I guess it makes it a bit more manageable in the sense of, okay, if you need to reach out or troubleshoot for them ISPs, then at least there's some contacts. But how would you go about it if there was an issue with, for example, global.com? How do you manage that? I'd be interested to know.
Global, it's hosted on local web server, so usually we try to talk with local web, but it's not easy to talk with them. So usually we don't have problems. Especially in Brazil, we have more problems with volume, so throttling issues. And so usually we try to solve by ourselves to avoid spend time. They answer, but it's not fast than another big ISP. So we usually try to find an alternative to review the strategy, and the things are okay.
Interesting. So and you're communicating, I would imagine, in Brazilian as well. So obviously the major ones, Gmail, Hotmail, that's I would imagine in English. So the locally you're speaking local Brazilian Portuguese and
Portuguese.
People to solve issues you can talk in Portuguese here, but for biggest ISPs usually it's in English.
Good stuff.
Okay, cool. That's Brazil.
Well, I had a couple of questions. I know that we're short for time.
Yeah, please.
So I've got a clipboard full. I think it relates a bit to your blog post. So what kind of challenges do we? What kind of challenges do you feel like you encounter? Perhaps delivering emails to Brazil, in comparison to say Europe or the rest of the world. What's the difference, if you see what I mean?
I think the biggest ISPs in Europe or US, they give us more tools or more information. So like Google Postmaster tools or SDS panel and Hotmail. So we have more information to try to understand what's happening. And they don't have more tools, maybe only feedback loops. And the SMTP answers, but we don't have a tool that we can manage all information to find the real issue then when send a message to them, not always we receive good answers or concrete information.
Right, I'm with you. Yeah, that's good to know. Florian, did you have any question on that? Because I know that we've got a lot to talk of.
No, move forward with your clipboard.
You've unmasked me. I only had one question. No, but I think the blog post was interesting. I know that you mentioned a couple of organisations that operate in Brazil. So, for example, Florian could talk about the CSA and other organisations all day long. So, is there any kind of email marketing authority over in Brazil? Anything that we should be aware of? Those particularly, say, we have new senders and they're looking to open markets to Brazil. Is there any kind of white lists or any other organisations that we should think of?
In Brazil, we have the big organization that take care about some domains. It's Registro BR. It's a group. we have many small companies in charge of groups. So we have relationship about domains, hosting, email, many kind of small groups.
Is that this CGI one? Is that CGI, or is that another group, or Abradi, or this is?
Yeah. Those groups are open groups. It's not.
Right, I'm with
you. How can I say? It's not something that it's legal. It's protected by law. It's a government. It's an association that you can pay to be part of that, to belong to this association, and they set some rules, but are very not I can't say poor, but I think that we have a lot of things to learn and increase in our site, and they don't manage some don't have fiscalization enough, let's say.
Right, I'm with you.
So to say, okay, your spam complaints are higher than we allow you, so you have to solve. It's comparing like Senders Alliance, for example, or another big institution. We don't have this kind of management.
No, that's cool. I think
it's totally free.
It's all interesting to know. So yeah, that's good. And I think that's the end of my clipboard questions, Florian. So perhaps if you wanted to start with the next topic, and thanks for that, Érick. It's good feedback.
Yes. So my question is it, how frustrating is it if you are the only lonely fighter in a desert of deliverability? So it sounds like you're trying to do a good job, and you're trying hard to deliver email, but there's not really a community or support, or it's not really possible to understand in detail how you can improve things. So how frustrated are you?
Totally.
There we go.
We have good professionals in the market, but most of the time they are in a company that the directors say no, you have to simply send for a lot of emails, and I don't care about strategy or deliverability, you just have to send. So I'm consider that I am lucky guy because I work in a company in Brazil. I can say the name? Yeah. I don't know if I can say the name.
You can. Nobody's watching our show.
Okay. Splio, I work in Splio, and they have real good rules for good practice, and we don't accept anyone. So we have our profile based in Europe, so we will really follow the rules. And our competitors, the local competitors, not totally, because we don't have specific laws here or fiscalization again.
Even harder. I mean, if your competitors don't follow specific best practices, but you do, is it rather quality sign for clients, or is it rather harming business? So are your sales hating you because?
Yeah, it's not easy. We have our deliverability. It's very good, but it's hard to do some competitive action. But we have good clients.
An ocean rain went through my brain. Today I feel like I got to go. When time has come, it's the everlasting song about the only thing to know. Everybody's singing love, sweet love, but you, my friend, see nothing but the truth. Everybody's singing love, sweet love, but you, my friend, see nothing but the truth.